there's one thing Star Citizen does well, it ships. Fully designed inside out, built for you and your friends to take the verse by storm, in a variety of sizes, specialties, colors, and manufacturers. While I don't focus on ships much on this channel, I like to try and keep you updated on what's going on with them in the game. So today we'll take a look at what ships are coming soon in Star Citizen and what they're going to do for you. Thank you for coming to my Tomato Talk. The first ships on the list today are probably the most exciting for a lot of people. At about 45 meters in length, the Zeus falls into a category of ship that almost anybody can benefit from. Drawing loose comparisons to ships like the Freelancer, Cutlass, and Spirit series of ships, the Zeus represents another manufacturer's vision of that 1 to 3 person multi-crew daily driver in the fresh zone. I think this category will be extremely popular for small groups of friends, and the Zeus ES offers plenty of support for different types of missions. You'll have a decent radar and scanning package, some defensive capabilities with a remote-controlled turret, 32 SCU of cargo capacity or space for a vehicle, habitation areas, and good component redundancy. This ship is planned for the release in Alpha 4.0, preferably in Q3 of this year. The other variant of it is the CL. It's your cargo lifter. This ship adds a tractor beam in the back and VTOL thrust capacity to the wings for better performance in atmosphere, and also a ridiculous cargo capacity increase up to 120 SCU. It's got a bit more shield capacity as well than its brother. Overall, it's going to make a pretty well-equipped, dangerous space small hauler, and I'm probably going to try and earn one myself at some point. The Legionnaire is a weird ship. It's a dedicated spaceship boarding craft, though it can be used as a dropship as well. It actually uses the same docking system as other ships would if docking wasn't limited to just a few ships. You make a request, the receiving ship accepts, and then you navigate into position and connect. Only, when you're in the Legionnaire, the receiving ship doesn't need to accept. Hacking will be a pretty big part of Star Citizen, tying into things like comm arrays, ship engineering systems, consoles around various mission locations, and other parts of the game. It relies on the ability to spoof the needed credentials for a given location, whether it being a cooling facility in a distribution center or a security terminal in Area 18. The Legionnaire has this ability built in, allowing a passenger to take part in this gameplay to eventually gain access to another ship's systems and approve any docking request it's being sent. At this point, the ship could then attach its umbilical no matter what the defenders want, and attackers could file in on board. What we don't know is how much more access that hacker could get to the defensive ship's systems. Could they turn off gravity, drain life support systems, or open exterior doors venting out the atmosphere? Maybe these are different levels of hacking. We don't know, but these are things we'll probably learn more about as we get closer to this ship's launch. Now, this is currently fairly unrealistic for the game because, believe it or not, most of the ships we'll be boarding will probably be NPC driven. So that all needs to be working before we can really use this to its full extent. But I'm sure there will be plenty of missions and opportunities that will make this ship useful. It's just so tied to the gameplay it's coming with that it is taking longer to make than most ships of the same size. The latest info we have is that it likely will miss that 12-month deadline set at CitizenCon last year, but there is a chance we could still see it by year's end. Then there is the ship that folks thought the Sabre Firebird would be, a quantum enforcer in the body of a medium fighter, the upcoming E-War Sabre variant. This has basically been all but confirmed by John Crew on Star Citizen Live, as most people in the community did expect the Firebird to be a quantum enforcement ship.
There's another Sabre, probably the one that people thought the Firebird was going to be. It's that.
Quantum enforcers are able to stall or prevent other ships from entering or continuing on in quantum travel. Interdiction is actually a pretty big part of the game that has existed for a long time, but has been pretty hit or miss on the PvE side and almost non-existent on the PvP side. While the feature works, the gameplay hasn't been tuned or polished in any way. It'll be important for bounty hunting V2, piracy, espionage, and other missions that require tracking a traveling target. Obviously, this gameplay will need to be balanced so that players aren't constantly being taken out of quantum travel, and it'll need to happen soon. But at some point, likely not too far in the distance, we should be expecting a third Sabre variant that focuses on this very gameplay. And when should it be coming? Soon, TM.
That should be soon, TM.
There are also supposedly variants of some recent releases we've seen that are being worked on. From recent ships, I'd say that could mean the Pulse, the Sulan, the Spirit, the Fury, the Halsey, and the Santok Yai. Of all these ships, I could maybe see the Fury getting a variant, so I'm not really sure what could be coming, but we do have some variants coming this year as confirmed a couple weeks ago. And of course, there's the Polaris, the first capital class ship in the game, meant to benefit heavily from the new engineering gameplay and its massive torpedoes. The Polaris is one of the most powerful ships in the game in both raw power and in its ability to run on a small crew compared to others. Introduced in 2015 and favorite to many, this ship represents no small part of the backlog of old ships that annoys players, and releasing it this year will be a good moment for the company as they finally start focusing more on larger multi-crew ship gameplay. I recently published a detailed video about this ship that'll give you some more info on it, but it's most important to note the true significance of this ship is the renewed focus on large ships, multi-crew gameplay, and in general a more widely focused experience across the game as a whole. But many of you may still be wondering, dude, where's my ship? And to be quite honest, I don't know. The RSI Apollo was recently being worked on, but likely on pause due to the next version of medical gameplay and actor status V2 needing more time. The Raylan was supposed to see work after the Santok Yai, but those devs likely got pulled to more important tasks, like possibly the Polaris. The Spirit E1 is waiting for passenger transport, which is still a long way off, as confirmed a couple weeks ago. The G12 was only briefly mentioned last year before disappearing again. The Mirai mystery ship from CitizenCon last year has yet to be revealed, though it could be a surprise Alien Week special. And the complete mystery ship that has Anvil, RSI, and Crusader design language cues is still nowhere to be seen. Plenty of ships could be seeing work at CIG, but only ones I listed in this video are confirmed. Otherwise, it seems most work is going into getting ships updated to new standards, particularly with engineering gameplay. It's good to keep in mind, of the 1,000 plus employees at CIG, probably less than 70 are working exclusively on ships, and while the team is building ships, they also need to maintain and upgrade existing ones with major features so that those gold standard updates aren't as much work later on. The Polaris, being such a big ship, is also taking up almost half the UK ship art team on its own. So with these bigger ships, we may see less quantity releasing, which would follow a trend of generally decreasing new ship sales over the last couple years. Most hands are on deck for the most important stuff like features, gameplay, and Squadron 42. So for the time being, you'll probably still be asking, dude, where's my ship? Thank you for watching this video. If you want more info on Star Citizen and its development, consider subscribing to this channel. And if you're looking for some long-form content like podcasts and deep dive into specific topics, you can check out my second channel, Space Tomato 2. If you'd like, you can also help support the channel. I currently don't take any sponsors, and I'm mainly supported by you. As a thank you, I publish monthly exclusive videos, live podcast access, and a referral code randomizer that'll get you perks as players sign up using our videos. Whatever you decide to do, I hope you learned something new in this video, and I'll catch you in the next.